Greetings, familia. Thank you for joining me for another pick a card. This is going to be for the collective. There's two piles, harvest time. And so what we're looking at is what's coming for you in this new season in the Western Hemisphere. We're going into to the autumnal equinox. But if you are watching this at a different time or in a different hemisphere, then please just take it for the season that's coming to you. And we have two options. We have option pile 1 and pile 2. We'll also be looking at the eclipses, how they affect us. And these are, of course, general readings. So if you're looking for a personal reading, this particular reading is going to be offered until September 30th, 2024. But I always have readings available on my website throughout the year. So please do reach out, as well as courses and workshops. Check out my website, lacasadeluz108.com. So before I jump into the piles, I wanted to kind of just give overall energy of what I'm seeing for the collective in this coming transition. First card is Intergalactic Travel. Regard the stars with wonder. And if you know me, I follow Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, and I really do feel that it's super important right now to really understand where the planets are exactly in the sky so that we know exactly how they are affecting us rather than an old paradigm or old dates that are honestly an ephemeris that's outdated. So check the sky, folks. The stars want to talk to us and they want to show us, things that are coming this next season. We're coming out of Saturn retrograde. We're going into Jupiter retrograde. There's going to be one more Mercury retrograde at the end of the year. Mars will go retrograde. Venus right now is in Libra, exalted. So many things are happening. And of course, the eclipses. Another thing that I see here for the collective that's important is there could be some difficulty. So it says difficulty in the beginning, growing pains, doubts and fears, awkwardness, becoming stronger, vulnerability, inexperience. So for sure, each transition is a moment of shedding, and it's an ending, but also a beginning. And so if you're feeling any kind of doubt or fear, as you go into this next season, just know that it's natural, it's normal to go through this, especially when we're leveling up, especially when we're going to a new chapter in our lives. And so make sure that you're giving yourself space to rest, to integrate, to understand exactly, how to move forward. And also practice patience. A couple other things I see here. On the bottom of the deck is the Hunter Moon, Abundance. Here we just had the Harvest Moon this week, right before the equinox, and the next full moon is actually going to be this moon, the Hunter Moon. So it's about abundance. So no matter what the difficulty is that we may be finding ourselves in, the abundance is coming. Connecting with, the season of fall, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, and just understanding, how we're walking towards this beautiful abundance, this beautiful harvest, right? And the last thing here I see is the giveaway. So again, Spirit is being very generous this time, as long as we're doing the work, as long as we're taking those lessons and we're learning from them and growing, okay? So there's something that Spirit wants to give away. All right, so let's jump into it. Pile 1 and pile 2. If you are pile 1, stay here. And if not, you can find the link or the timestamp below for pile 2. So let's see what is coming for pile 1, those who chose pile 1 for this equinox. Okay, we have number 39, Crystalline Light Body. Build your crystalline Merkaba. I love this card. It's so gorgeous. So what I see here for pile 1, what's coming for you is integration between the masculine and the feminine. This can also talk about connection with someone else, a relationship, a deepening of a relationship. It could also be a connection with the astral plane, an energetic leveling up. This is very spiritual card too, as we bring up the Merkaba. So if you work with the Merkaba, continue to work with the Merkaba, because it's going to help you connect with the light body. And ultimately, it's just for an advancement. So what I see for pile 1 right now, that there's going to be a great advancement for you in this new season. So we also, for what's to come, is number 17, Lake Above Lightning in the I Ching. Following: loyalty, adaptability, cooperation, trust, reliability, sensitivity to others, and receiving guidance. Okay, so look at how both of these cards for pile 1 have multiple people. So community is very important for you. Being with like-minded people who are elevating you, who are supporting you, who are also pure in heart is very important. And if you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for a teacher, making sure, because I'm seeing like, receiving guidance, perhaps that's why you came here on this reading as well. And I think that it's just like going where your soul feels nourished. Also, on another wavelength, if you are like, let's say, a small business owner, or you work a lot online and you're looking to build a following, this month or these next months can be very important for you socially. So bringing in more social circles, networks, connecting you with the different atmospheres, environments that you want to get into. So again, I feel it's spiritual, but it can also be like just expanding, your reach. That's what I'm thinking. How are the eclipses affecting you, pile 1? Okay, so we have number 17 twice. This is 9, 10, this is 12. And then we have number 17 again and again. There is multiple selves. This is the same girl, but there's 4 women here, 4 women here, 2 here. And it says self-reflection. Okay, so, you come here and you're like, okay, I want some really good messages to come through. And in Spirit's like, yes, it's all about self-reflection. So the eclipses, right? The eclipses are happening externally, but they're also happening internally. So when the eclipses are happening, we just had one with the full moon. We're going to have another one on October 2nd. In Virgo, and the Pisces Virgo axis. That is where the North Node and the South Node are. Per sidereal astrology, not tropical astrology. Tropical astrology would say it's in Aries and Libra, but they're also saying that right now we just had a full moon. So it's a lot of contradictory things happening in the planet, in the planetary circles. But most importantly for you, pile 1, it's all about self-reflection. These eclipses really want you to dig deeper. My number is 17. It's a number 8. We're in an 8 year right now. Saturn is doing its thing this year. And so it's really good to just kind of look in the mirror. Are you where you want to be at? Are the people around you inspiring you? How can you dig deeper into your gifts, your services? And again, it's about receiving guidance, but sometimes those guidance, that guidance that you're looking for is found within. So the eclipses are really highlighting this. Let's see what else. Pleasure. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so the eclipses are bringing pleasure for you, pile 1. I love pleasure. Who doesn't love pleasure? As far as like, in the right amounts, we all need moderation. But again, there's this idea, this activation. Oops. Let me just pick this card up. There's this activation that's happening for you, pile 1. As you can see, all 3 of these hearts are being activated. There's a metamorphosis, there's a changing, there's a shift in energetics for you. And this is number 18. So it's very much a progression. We have 2 17s and then we have an 18. So maybe that 17 coming out double, it's kind of like, okay, you're working with the number 7, you're working with the number 1 and the 8. And here we have the 1 and the 8. But it's a gradual progression. So it's not like you're just jumping. It's a quantum leap, but it's like, it's still attainable. It's not something that you're like over endeavoring or overstretching yourself. What is the guidance for you, through these different changes and transitions of seasons? We have number 24, the heart of the sky. Look at how similar these cards are. As far as the colors and the connection and this activation and, just being totally connected to the galaxy. I want to read from this book, number 24, and then we're going to pull some tarot. So you can take a picture of this if you like. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the medicine. Okay? So the medicine of the heart of the sky, of sky. You may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. Again, no, you have your community. This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. Okay, so again, this is that causing the cause of self-reflection. I feel like for you, pile one, you've been really feeling maybe a little isolated, and that's why everything is like coming up, like relationships, following, right? Self-reflection, looking at the different aspects of yourself and how they're all playing a part in your becoming, in your release of the shackles of the darkness, allowing your light to shine brighter. All right, so what more guidance can we give through the tarot for pile one, those who are watching pile one? Okay, we have 2 cards. Perfect. I don't want to saturate with too many cards. This is also just a preview of the harvest time. The harvest, I do 3 different piles with all of the cards, so it's a lot more in depth. But this is just a little taste of it. So if you're looking for that, again, you can go to the link below in the description box. All right, so we have number 5, the Hierophant, and number 3, number 3 of Wands, sorry. So look at how beautiful both of these cards, this like light pink, this heart color, this heart chakra. The Hierophant talks about like, you know, rigidity sometimes and releasing that stuckness, that feeling that you have to try to control everything, and also having this religious kind of background or structure or foundation. But then you have the 3 of Wands, which is like, well, what's next? Where are you going? How are you going to, where are you going, basically, right? So let's see. I want to kind of clarify the Hierophant. Why the Hierophant? And the moon. Okay, so the eclipses still. And then, or, you know, the full moons. And then the Devil. Okay, interesting, pile one. Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, there's definitely something with the mind mentally, you know, being able to really release the sense of being alone, or feeling like trapped, or that you're drowning, or like something like this. Like, I feel like there's some heaviness going on for you, pile one, and Spirit is just trying to release it. So, you know, how are you going to release that? It's through pleasure. It's through self-reflection. It's through, you know, being able to connect with the Merkaba, the crystalline light body, remembering that you are a spirit. Right? That you have the key to release yourself, like the Devil, you know, the original Devil tarot depiction is the Devil with the lovers kind of chained to his legs, but in all reality, the chains are not connected. And so again, it's just showing like we have the power to release, and that's the heart of the sky, right? It's like, get out of the darkness, know that there is light, know that you are this spirit, and Spirit, you know, Great Spirit is really making it known to you that the eclipses, if you're feeling like this this kind of under the water energy, it's because the emotions need to be released, and you need to find pleasure and also find the community that really helps you to release this in healthy ways, so you can move forward into this like new energy that wants to be birthed from you, or, you know, that's calling you, but perhaps you're staying behind, or you're not like moving forward because you're a little afraid of not being supported. But I really see in these cards all together that you are supported, and actually you have a lot more support than you may even know and realize. So this is a really beautiful, you know, message for you, pile one, for this next season, that you are supported, you are connected, you do have, you know, a reason to be here. Pleasure is just around the corner. All you have to do is go deeper within yourself and work on that spiritual connection with your essence. And that's really going to come from the heart space. And it's going to help the mental mind, and it's going to help the emotional mind the more that you connect with your heart. I just saw 444. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile one. Again, this is just a little taste of the harvest time. If you're looking for a personal reading, please do reach out to me through my website or through email or even Instagram. All of those informations below. And I also have a shadow work integration course that's going to be going on again in the fall. If you are interested, again, find it all in my website. Lots of love for you. Until next time, have a beautiful and magical fall or I believe spring equinox. Okay? Lots of love. Hasta luego. Mucha luz. Okay, let's go for pile two. Let's see what's wanting to come up. All right, so if you chose pile two, this is your reading. Let's get into it. What is coming for you in this new season, pile two? All right, food. Choose locally grown organic produce. So I feel like this is a part of the guidance as well, but it's just showing an abundance. You know, we talked about the harvest moon. Maybe you skipped the first part, but this card came out. And it's about abundance. And what I see for you, pile two, is that there's actually a lot of abundance around you. And maybe it's in the simple things, in the shelter, in the food around you. So being very mindful of the blessings that you have in your life. And also knowing that that is a harvest itself. Okay, let's see what else we got. The Well. Okay, this came out for a personal reading just a little bit ago. It says, seeking truth, wisdom, insight, intuitive knowing, return to the source, getting to the bottom of things. All right, so I feel like for you, pile two, a lot of the body is the physical body, but also the emotional body is being highlighted this season, okay? There's something about like the nourishment that you give for yourself is really gonna help you kind of find the clarity and the understanding to the bigger picture. Everyone is going to be different. This is a general reading, right? So everyone's situation is different. And I feel like this is very open. It's not like so specific for pile two. I felt pile one was a little more specific as far as like, you know, it is the same. It's like connecting with yourself deeper. But here what I see, it's like a lot of internal navigation, right? Like really, if there's been some things that have been troubling you, pile two, then it's really time to go deeper within yourself to uncover so that you can move forward. Because I feel like right now it's like going deep rather than forward. And that's gonna that's why like health is really important for you, pile two. The food that you eat, everything that you intake, that you put in your body, all of this is giving your cells, your DNA information. So what is the information that you're feeding yourself as well? Ooh, that's pretty deep. Okay, how are the eclipses affecting you? Because the eclipses are happening right now. Purity, snow moon. Okay, so we're talking already winter. And I think this is why I was like, okay, pile two, I feel that, you know, the things that you really, really want might have to come in the winter. You know, like I think that this is more, again, I talk about how this reading is about the preparation for the hibernation season, especially for us in the northern hemisphere. And so there's something here about like, okay, yes, you're gonna have a beautiful harvest. There's abundance around you and blessings around you, but it's really like a deep dive within yourself. And what is gonna happen, especially with the eclipses, is they're highlighting the season of winter. And so they're saying like, okay, there might be some tumultuous things happening or some things that you're just like waiting, and maybe it's not necessarily the harvest time that it's going to come, but perhaps a little later in December or in the very beginning of the next year. So if you're looking for big changes, just know that you're preparing for them through the harvest season, and they're going to kind of sprout, even though when it like the winter is kind of about like death and decay. There's still things that thrive in the winter. There's still plants that thrive in the winter. So I think for you, pile two, at least for some of you, the winter is actually is going to be a little more important as far as like getting the harvest that you're looking for from this season. What else, Spirit? Action. Ooh, this is another card that I pulled earlier for a client. So action is here because I feel the eclipses for you, particularly pile 2, they're trying to purify. They want to pure. That's why the food. So pile 2, I'm going to have to just suggest a detox for you. Actually, during the full moons, detoxes are the best, as well as through the transitions. So like right now, we're going through a transition of season. People usually get sick at this time. So it's a great time to just kind of review, look at what you're feeding yourself, right? And then movement. So again, I feel that what you're looking for, pile 2, is going to come, but it's more like, what are the actions that you need to take? So the eclipses are trying to help you purify yourself and take action to get deeper into who you are and the bottom of the things, right? And the nourishment that you're giving yourself, particularly again for the winter. I'm really picking up winter. So let's pick up more guidance for you, pile 2. We have the blade, number 6. Okay, so I'm gonna just read from the deck, or from the book. You can take a screenshot of the whole thing. I'm only going to read the medicine. All right, it says, it's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. Do not offer your blade in service to toxic emotions. You will be faced with even more disagreeable future with the people or situations you are attempting to banish. Interesting. Sorry for the airplane outside if you hear that. You will be faced with an even more disagreeable future with the people or situations you're attempting to banish. Put the blade to rest until your inner fire has mellowed. Then use your blade with impeccable intention to cut the energetic cords that are tying you to the drama at hand. Set yourself free. Ooh-wee. Okay, pile 2. Spirit is being very clear. This is not necessarily a time of big moments of like physical things coming to you, but it's really about like relationships, purifying. How do you speak to yourself? How do you speak to your others? Because the tongue is like our blade as well. It can cut through, the hardness of hearts, but it also can hurt and wound people. And so I feel like right now it's really like digging deeper. I think both of these piles kind of talked more about the inner worlds that are happening with the harvest moon and the equinox that we're going into. And the new season. So there is something about like, okay, you got to be good with yourself before you kind of do other things or you bring other people or involve other people. Let's see what the tarot says for you, pile 2. Interesting. More information on the guidance for pile 2, Spirit. More information, guidance. The moon. This came out for pile 1. Interesting. The Empress. I love that. We're going to just, the moon, clarify the moon. 4 of Wands. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, whatever is happening that doesn't feel like so positive, it will turn positive, okay? And then Empress, how to be that Empress, how to like totally, and then the Strength card. Next year is going to be super important for you, and the Tower. All right, so Spirit is just kind of saying, hey, pile 2, you were attracted to this pile. Things are going to be shaken up for you. Period, right? And this is gonna really help again to purify you. And when things are not as they seem, or things are just being shaken up too much, we just have to remember like there's a reason why this is happening, and that's what the Tower is to me. It's like, okay, things are gonna be taken away that are no longer serving you. You might have to rebuild a little bit of the foundation, but it's gonna be stronger, right? It's gonna be a stronger foundation. Especially with these other tarot cards. So, with the moon and the 4 of Wands here, I feel like, okay, again, diving deep, right? And it was the same with pile 1. So maybe you watched pile 1 too. But like kind of feeling like emotionally, like kind of drained and drowning and, in the emotional subconscious mind. And then it's like, okay, yeah, but guess what, pile 2? Unlike pile 1, your spirit guides are being very much affirming that moon energy that you're going through, it will take you to better relationships, better better situations, opportunities, events, things like that. So it's very positive for you. It just might not happen as soon as you want it to, okay? I just gotta say what I feel, because especially with the Empress is pregnant, she's kind of waiting, right? And it's like, all right, well, I'm born in January, so I'm a winter baby, and maybe you are too, and so it's like, okay, we want to give birth in the harvest. We're like, oh, we want that, but it's like, not yet time. Things are still having to kind of play out, but you're strong, right? The strength card. And that's why I said next year is going to be really important for you, pile 2, because it's going to be, I'm sorry. We just went out. Oh, I think last year was the strength card. This year's the strength card. What am I saying? Oh my gosh. I was thinking the hermit card for next year, but no, this is the year for you, the strength card. So you've been tested. That's what it is. You've been tested, pile 2, your strength, your character, your tenacity. And guess what? It's been a purifying year. It's been a purifying year. I feel a little bit more, both of the piles I felt resonated, but this one I'm like, oh, I think I understand. It's like, there's things that we need to cut out in this year. And this is a little bigger than just like this season, because all seasons are connected and our journeys are always connected and intertwined to, our lessons and what we need to gain from our experiences. And so what I'm seeing here is like, yeah, you've been in the moon, you've been in the trenches, you've been purifying, you've been detoxing, you've been waiting, you've been patient, you've taken the sword out, you put it back in. It's like a lot of different things have happened, but in ultimate reality, you're becoming stronger, right? You're getting ready to birth something really beautiful, probably in the winter, or, it will kind of flourish in the winter or something. And then the 4 of Wands, there's beautiful, harmony coming, beautiful celebrations to be had. It's just to get that to there and having the patience, which is very important, of course. So that is what I have for you, pile 2. I really do hope that it kind of sheds a little light for you. If you're looking for a deeper personal reading, please do book this reading, the Harvest Time reading, which is available till the 30th of September, 2024. And if not, then you can watch, or you can go into my website and see the different offerings I have. I have ancestral readings, I have mini readings, I have one-on-one sessions, and I also have a course, Shadow Work Integration, called The Mysterium, and we are open for applications for fall. All right, dears, I hope that you have a beautiful and magical harvest, and the equinox and this season brings a lot of blessings to you. And just be patient and know that Spirit's got you. All right, till next time, mucha luz. Hasta luego.